Hi there everyone, this is Munir and welcome to my channel called The Little Box of Some Things. In this channel we sort of talk about anything and everything related to photography, to freelancing and personal branding with a lot more of life lessons added to it, and you will also see a little bit of behind the scenes from most of my photo shoots. In this video I would like to speak to you about event photography. Before we delve into that, let me just give you a small background. I work as a corporate business photographer and I am based out of the United Arab Emirates. I specialize in corporate headshots, portraits, and lifestyles. In the midst of actually doing all these headshots and portraits and everything, I do sometimes get requests to cover corporate events. 2 weeks back, I got a request from one of my regular clients and they basically asked, "Hey Mani, would you be able to cover our corporate dinner?" And I said, yes, most definitely. My experience covering events are not that great, but I do add it as part of my package. So in case the people that I deal with do require the event photography, I do have a little bit of background in it. Now, what I usually do when I get a request like this for event photography is basically ask the clients to send me pictures of where the event is going to be held. Whether it's inside, whether it's outside, how many people are going to be there, is it like completely open, is it like there are the walls dividing each of the sections, where like maybe one place where the presentation is going to happen and the other place where there's a dinner section set up, or is it just like completely open? Just to get an idea of what kits to take and just to be prepared on just to get an idea of what to shoot, where to shoot, where do I focus in, and all that good stuff. Now, like I said, my event photography skills are not the greatest, so I do visit other photographers' YouTube channels like Omar Gonzalez and Mike Millman. I hope that I pronounced that right. And these two guys are the best I've ever seen in terms of corporate photography, event photography. Omar is absolutely fantastic in terms of event photography, and I love all the images. I love his channel, and I love Mike Millman's channel as well. I've actually linked down both below. Please visit them, show them a lot of love and support because they're absolutely fantastic. When the client sent me the references for the location where this was going to happen, I was a bit surprised and a bit worried because it was actually an open terrace location. There were no walls and they didn't even have a tent. It was just like a completely open area. So there was no place where I could actually bounce the light off of, and I was stuck in a jam. Now, in terms of kit for my event photography, let's get the kit out of the way first, because I use a Canon 80D. I've been using that for the last 5 years since I started freelance photography. I normally for the events I use either the 50mm or the 24-70 which I carry with me. The 24-70 has been the greatest I believe for all the events that I've covered up until now. It's been a very versatile lens and it's helped, especially its f2.8. And very good in low light. Since again it was an open area, so I was wondering, like, now how do I get the best light possible? I hated the harsh light from the flashes. I use a TT600, a Godox TT600, and I thought to myself, no, I don't want to flash it into someone's eyes. It'll just look horrible. Now, one of the kits that I had with me is something similar to the Rogue Flash Bender. Funny fact is, when the event was confirmed, like 2 or 3 days when I got the heads up for the event, I started basically looking through all the kit that Omar basically mentions, or even Mike mentions on their channels. And I was looking to get the Rogue Flash Bender, and I just couldn't get my hands on one. So I basically got a cheaper Chinese version, or I'm not sure where this comes from, but I think it's from China. But yeah, something that's similar to the Rogue Flash Bender, where you can actually bend this to wherever you want the light to flash. So I didn't have to actually, point the flash at my client's eyes, and I was hoping that this would actually soften the light. Now, having used this thing before, I was not very happy with the result which I got, because even though it sort of like bounced the light out of there, it was still a bit harsh for my taste. And I thought, do I actually want to use this again? And at the back of my mind, I was just like thinking, no, I didn't want to use this kit again. So I started researching for something that I could get that was readily available in stock, and I got my hands on this one. This is known as the Phottix Pop Diffuser, which I got from one of the stores here in the UAE. And what this basically is, you can actually that's what, when it goes folded, it's that size. So you can put it easily in your backpack or wherever it is, or even your small camera bags. So what this basically does is it actually pops up, and you can put your flash in here, through here, and it actually acts like sort of like a ring light, but a bit more softer. And I used this for the entirety of the event, and even though it made the flash a little bit slightly heavy, but not that much, it came in quite handy, and I really loved the results that this was giving. And again, I followed the experts' tips and tricks, and I sort of exposed for the background, making sure I had a little bit of the background visible, and I used the flash just enough to fill the faces, and just to give that a little bit of pop of light that fill the faces, and sort of had this really nice soft effect. Although I would say this, I'm not sure if I can compare it to anything else except except this one which I had. But compared to that, this one definitely is much better, and it helped, especially because, like I said, there was no place to bounce the light off. It was a completely open area, and I had to make do with this one for the entire event. And I can say that I'm absolutely and thoroughly happy with this thing here. What I actually wanted to say was, during an event photography like this, when you're not sure, again, do all sorts of research, which I know most of you guys will do it, and it would have been nice if I had the Rogue flash bender, I believe, because I think that softens up the light a little bit more. But in a pinch, if you do get something like this, go ahead and use it, because it was useful for me. Now, this being my first event photography that I actually did completely outdoors, it sort of gave me an experience on what to expect if something like this happens again. So I've actually put in a request to get one of those, the bigger versions of those the Rogue flash benders, and add it to my bag, because it will definitely come in use at some point, and I believe it can also help when the ceilings are a bit too high for some of the events. So I hope you found this video useful regarding the kit. Sorry for all the ums and the ahs. This is the first time I'm doing something like this, so I'm sort of like finding my way across it. And I hope you're going to be seeing more and more of these videos. You're going to be seeing more of the behind the scenes videos. So if you would like to see more, do comment down. And if you have any questions and details on the kits which I use, the details of like how I plan the shoot, please let me know, and I will make another video on that. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.